See if anybody comes back. Sorry about that, guys. Ding, YouTube doing its thing again. What if this glue? Tell you what, that fly is bothering the crap out of me, guys. He's about to get hurt. Alright, so we're going to glue this on here, and then I can fill out the rest of the gaps on the back side. Just put that there. I'm going to go to my glass for a minute, guys. Let's see my activator. There it is. Okay, now I got a little bit of a gap to fill in. So now what we got, guys, is just a little bit of a gap right through there. And the way I'm going to fill that in is I'm just going to use plastic from underneath and go like that. And just stick it in there. And that will cover it up and give us some support too. So let's just clip that off. Sorry about the loss of video there a minute ago, guys. It's YouTube does what YouTube does, and this is what we get left with. Appreciate those coming back. Like I was saying, summer school's out now, so a lot of my videos will be done early in the morning like this while my kids are still asleep. So that way I can get this done, be down here and work and not over loudness, and you don't hear kids arguing and fighting over stuff that they know they can share but choose not to. Alright, so fill that in. Once I get that filled in, I'll just clip this off. Oop, oh. Alright, so we got that on. Let's see. Okay. Now, like I said, I don't know if I'll run the front bumper on this one. If I don't, what I'll do is I'll sand off all those pegs there. But let's size it up with the front bumper on there. Here's the front bumper on there. That lower valance is on there. Now, let's go to what's on the box art. What is on the box art, fellas, is, if you can't see, it has what's called a canard coming off the front there. There's a canard that comes up. So what you can do is, I like that, like I said, I like to use a little bit of thicker piece. I like to use a little thicker piece. Then what you can do, if you don't want the canard, you can always cut this little piece right here off and just have the nice smooth, air dam like that. Or I'm going to go and do something like this. I'm going to cut me off like that. Just take my clippers and then I'll sand it to shape. And then what I'll do is I size it up like so. And then with that one piece, I'll just cut it in half like this. Then I got two of them. Get my tweezers out. Get my tweezers out. I'm going to size it up, see right where I want it. I want it right about, well. Gonna put it right where I want it. Alright. So I need to take a little bit of this off. Now let's see. Alright. Like I said, you always test fit. Give me a bead of glue. Put it right there. Little activator. Get your finger stuck off there. And then, where'd my sanding box go? Now I just grab my sander, clean up the bottom of it, clean off the side over here where you cut, and then you can just start shaping it. You can make it as high or as short as you want. Roll it over. And just like that, just that easy, you know, you made your air nard if you wanted it, you know, if that's something you wanted. I got to work a little bit more on the bottom. Get that right there. And just like that, and that right there, when you look at the front of it, the sides of it you really don't see a whole lot, but you can tell it when you get on the front of it. And I angled it to the point where it looks like it's going to line up right there. Then you can put your bumper back on and do your test fitting. See what you like, what you don't like. And like I said, you can, all that right there could be adjustable. Now we'll just go do the other side so that way they match for Pete. Then the next time we work on this, guys, I'm going to show you how to hinge the hood the way I would do it. Something that me and John have been talking about. John still needs some advice on. When me and John was talking on the phone this week, he was saying how he's really enjoyed working with a new clear he's been using, and he was half tempted to take apart some older builds and repaint them. I try to encourage him to keep those builds the way they are. That way he could see somewhat of progression and just get new ones, get new kits and redo them. And we'll see what he does. We all have our own different looks and aspects to the hobby. When we sit down to build, it's great to have friends to talk to while you're sitting there working and building, you know, just to have a little chat time, a little fun time. I know some of you guys are getting together in live hangouts and stuff like that, and you guys know what I'm talking about. The enjoyment of doing what you guys like to do with friends and what have you. Then I'm going to get in there, do just what I did to the other side. Get to where it fits in there. And curve it. You always gotta make sure it's got that curve in there. And like I said, with Bananas not having a front bumper, I'm half tempted not to make this one here a front bumper. Alright, so there's how you guys do that. Let me get, still got some extras from right here. Always clean up your work. So right there you can see where we added the canard, you know, let's see, yeah, right there. I'll put the chassis back under it, and let's size it up. So basically we've covered how to put the parts on. It's up to you guys to make your decisions on what you want to customize, if you want to do it exactly like the C1 kit is. To me, I always just want to do something just a little bit different. No harsh words about the kit itself. It's just so I can make mine stand out just a bit more than the average kit. So, you know, I changed a little bit, and I showed you how quick all that stuff was changeable. Then, like I said, I've sanded down the insides to get the edge, to get the lowerness that I am wanting. Even though this is a Scaled World build, I just enjoy the way Pete lets me build it to my own discretion, as if it was my build. And like I was saying about the sponsorship earlier this week, when I'm building these for these guys, like the wagon I did for George, like the 4x4 doing for George, I'm adding all my own supplies, even though they furnish the kit. I've purchased these wheels. I will have purchased the motor that's going into this. So when it gets returned to them, I've got the enjoyment of building a $50 Sunny kit, a $45 C1 kit. Then, you know, it's going to go to shows on the East Coast. It's going to be on scaledworld.net, you know, just stuff that is you know, I'll benefit from it, even if it's not pays me back for the time I have in it. You guys don't know the enjoyment I get of seeing, like when George took some of my work to the Acme show. I got friends down there in Tennessee and Georgia, like Brian Nicewinger, James Turtle, you know, to see guys that I will never be able to see in person that I talk to on Facebook or the old Lay It Low days or what have you, to actually get them to be able to be there, take a picture of my car. Chris Hales, all the way from Germany, was able to be here in the United States in January for the NNL East, and actually got to hold the banana, apples, and grapes. You know, got to hold all 3 trucks in his hands, and I got pictures with all 3 trucks. So, you know, that's a reward, guys. Okay, let lower the camera a little bit, and there she comes around. Now that's the stance I'm going with. I'm going with these wheels. I forgot what wheels they are right quick. Let me pull my box out. We are going with the Yayoi 14-inch from Aoshima. I think that's how you say it. Please forgive me if I'm wrong. But that's the oil we're going to go with. Now, I got some Nissans in last week, if you guys didn't notice. So I could actually do the, John said, the 70 Skyline motor in it. I can do an 80s Nissan motor in it. We can do the 300Z motor in it. I could put another GTR motor in it like we did with the banana, and I can put the all-wheel drive motor out of the R32s in them. So it's still a lot of options coming. I like the canards that I put on the front. I like how they fill in the gap between the front and there. Where'd the bumper go? I don't have the bumper on it. No, I don't even see where I did with the bumper. You guys see where I put the bumper? I got it. Alright, let me put the bumper on it so we can see what it looks like with the bumper. If you guys don't know about 09 Racing, he was the first one to do the Hakazuka switch. He offers a lot of real parts to do the Hakazuka conversion on the real Sunnies. Go find him on Facebook. Check out what he does. He's building a second truck now, and what's really cool is he divided the taillights. He shortened the taillights, which I think I want to do here. Instead of it going all the way up here for that marker light, they just do the blink. He just does the tail light and the reverse light, and dude, it just looks so sick that way. Alright, now that's it with the front bumper. The hood's sitting down low because I don't have no edging on the hood yet, or hinged it yet. No, you think I should use the old school motor? The tattoo on my arm is basically just a bunch of skulls and dragons. It's kind of hard to put on picture on the camera, but it goes from my wrist to my elbow, and it's just a bunch of dragons and skulls all linked together. Got a big dragon on the forearm. I don't know if you guys can see that at all, but just dragons and skulls, man. Something else I'm into. If you guys don't know, my logo is 3 skulls. I just like skulls. Here's some engraved skulls that I got. I'm just a big, I like skulls. I don't know, just something I've always been into, skulls. I'm doing miniatures. I like to do the miniatures sometimes. Well, I've been getting really into them. But I put a bunch of skulls. I put a bunch of skulls in the trees of some of the figures that I'm doing. I'm just a skull fan. I don't know why. That's something I've always enjoyed. Alright, let's go back over here. Welcome to the morning, George. Just recapping today. What we did today, George, is I put the lower valance on, and I showed the guys how I lowered it further than what Chris has it intended to, and I put the canard on the side. It shows them on the box, but it doesn't have them in the kit. This ain't the exact front flare that's in the kit, guys. If you can see coming around how Chris has it stepped, and a gap there, and right here it's solid and painted. It don't have the step in it. Then I don't know if I should do the front bumper, George. Like Bananas is smooth over. I'm looking at that, and I don't know if I want to do a front bumper on Pete's truck or not. But I like to look at the canards coming up because they're even with the fender. And then, George, I showed the guys how I used my barrel sander and did away with the wheel, like radiused the wheel, so that way I can get the body to lay lower. And then, like I said, we still have the fin and stuff to do, but I don't know if we'll do a bed cover for Pete on this one or not, guys. But we still do have this fin. I'm going to put the fin on the roof. No, I wouldn't do that. But the fin still goes back here. Alright, George wants to see it with the bumper on. Alright. This is what I like about having... George wants to see it with the bumper on. That's what's great about having good modeling friends with you. When you're stuck on a look or need advice for something, they can usually help you out. That's why I try to tell some of you guys, reach out. Don't be a secluded modeler. Don't just build to impress me or impress George. Build because you like it and share it because you like it. And the growth will come if you're really into it. Now, there it is with the bumper, George. Like I said, it's a crude look because it's just sitting in there. You know, it's not glued into place. Well, see, that's what I didn't know. If I took the bumper off, I think I would want to fill the holes in. These holes will remain open. It would be these holes here where the bumper mounts into I would close up. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, George. But look at Dennis's and look at Dee's truck. They both have the blacked out. They both have the blacked out bumper, and it looks good. So I would leave these holes here, but fill in these. I'd actually remove the whole mount and everything. It would be all smooth like on Banana. If I leave them off, I don't know yet. And like I addressed to you guys before, the way the mirrors set on the box, they're flush fendered mount. They don't have the post. And you can use the kit mirrors that come with the Sunny and just shave them and just shave the post off and glue them straight on there. Alright, Lee. Well, that's great. I like your guys' feedback. And this is something that Chris will watch and he'll see too. I know Mishi and I know Chris, they actually watched the videos and they've actually redone some things based off our review for Scaledworld.net and our processes of building here at the Scaled World Weekly show and the Mr. Mini Dream stuff I do on Facebook. Mishi went as far as to redo a whole mold based off of a review I did for their Nissan wagon. Not many other companies would do that, but I know Chris, he's proud of his products. He puts a lot of pride into his products. So, you know, he likes to hear what the community is saying about his work. So thank you guys for the feedback. Yeah, this is the height I'm going with, guys. I sanded all the radiuses in here, so this is the way it will set. Now I got to get the suspension to match the height I want. But it gives me enough clearance. I can look underneath there. It gives me enough clearance to do the oil pan and exhaust and all that. I didn't want to go body dropped all the way. If you guys look at a lot of these trucks that are done in Japan, they're not on air. A lot of them are just cut and ride that low. A lot of the Japanese scene, they just cut them, guys. They want to run them that low all the time. There's no bags. There's no hydraulics. A lot of these guys are cutting their cars. Some of them are cambered. A lot of the European guys, though, they like to airbag it. They like to do a lot of airbags on the European scene. A lot of your Volkswagen, Audis, they're bagging Porsches, Lamborghinis, a lot of the Mercedes. Here in the U.S., we take a lot of different steps when we're building our vehicles. We're doing Z-frames, we're notching, we're building full frames, we're using hydraulics, we're using airbags, we're using... I can't think of it now. Counterleaf. How do you say it? Counterleafing. Is where some of, if you guys watch James Turtle on Facebook, he actually has a few full size body dropped vehicles, and he's always going to shows. Counterleafing is where the rear end, just to get it to drop, has two arms on one side of the rear end and the bags are way back here, and with the bags go up, then the car drops. When the bag goes down, the car goes up. It's the way these guys are doing some of these setups now. They're just fabulous. True works of art, metal works of art, even more so. Some of the stuff that they do. George, is your Civic cut or is it on bags? George has a Civic van that I don't think you can get a popsicle stick underneath of it. It's so low. I know Pete was on bags on his Civic. He sold the airbags. Ended up selling the whole car after he sold the bags. But his new car is just coilover dropped. And it looks so good, and it's dropped. I'm kind of jealous. I'm waiting for these kids of mine to grow up so maybe I can talk my wife into letting me build another toy. I've never seen a Hyundai Entourage minivan slammed to the ground. I think I want to be the first to do it. Bought the car new when my twins were born. Had it ever since. It's it's 11 years old now. But that's the way we're going to set that up, guys. Now, here's what I want to do. I told Chris there's KMP has this Escort. And he's been doing some cool... Yeah, George, that was low. Alright. Now, we're still going to we're done with the Sunny for today, guys. Thank you guys for joining. If you guys don't want to watch anymore, I understand. But I have this Revell Escort, and like I said, I got it from Punch a couple years ago. I'm not a fan of the big wide fenders. Yeah. No, I'm not a fan of these big wide fenders. I told Chris that I would like to get this kit, the Signal kit here, and cut it up and put it on the Escort. And then I forgot that I have these big body flares. Well, they're not big, but I have these body flares from Pete's project. But I think on the front it would work, but I don't think on the rear end it would work. Well, let's do this. I'm going to do this real quick. Either way, I'm going to custom do something with that body. So, Pete got me a brand new kit at the New Jersey show. So let's cut some stuff up today. Guys, if you haven't seen these on eBay, the blue ones are going for stupid money. Alright. Punch, I hope you're watching. If Punch is watching, he's probably kicking the desk right now. Punch loves these Escorts. And like I said, Punch is, let's do a quick mock-up. Here's what it looks like. It doesn't look bad with the flares. It's just, I personally don't like the big flares. And this is just my take. You know what I mean? I could easily build this car to look good with these flares. It's just something that I don't care for. You know what I mean? Look at that. For me, I just don't like the great big flares. So it's... The ones from the first set or these, George? Yeah. You know what? That's what I was thinking too. See, now George has got me thinking, do I cut it up? Here's the Carbonsignal wing. We could add the Carbonsignal wing to it. No, that looks like shit. Oh, I have it backwards, though. We can even add the Carbonsignal wing. We'll just make a Carbonsignal Escort. Should I leave it alone, George, and just wait to get a C1 kit? That's why I like having my... That's why I like it when George and Pete and them show up. Because it's either encouraging or discouraging. Gary, I have another one. But for me, I'm not a fan of this style of big fender. That's just me, you know what I mean? I love this body style of the Escort. And like I say, Punch is working on modifying one of these from a die cast into having all the stock body panels. Because, George, I was telling these guys I would like to get 3 of these. As of right now, I'd like to get 3 of these. One I can build for myself after I get this one done for Pete. One, I want to put these fenders on a Sunny and just build a stock Sunny with a wide body. And then I wanted to give one of these away. And then I started thinking about the one that KMP is building on Facebook. And I think this right here, a Carbonsignal Escort. I don't know, man. Now George has got me thinking. I think that body would look good. Oh, man. Well, I think we saved the Escort, George. I think your comment. Because here's what I was going to do. I was going to cut it all off and put these on. And put these over fenders on that weren't as big. So you got your rear end and your front end. So it'd be this side. Hell, I don't know. Pete gave me these, and I want to put them to use on something. What if? Check this shit out, Pete. Oh, snaps. I never thought about it. George, I just got this in. I just got this one in. We'll see. I don't know. Do the Carbonsignal. Where's the hood? I just had the hood. I'm going to look at something. Because they're both Hasegawa kits. Hood's a little shy, so I bet we'd have to widen it. Even. So we'll leave that on there. Then let's see. Sometimes, George, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. The stuff you guys get me into. Let's see. I did get some small tires in this week. I want to do something real quick, guys, before we go any further. my friend Dave Darrow sent me some small tires. He knows I like to take some of these Fujimi style tires and make my own low profiles with them. So he sent me a few. Let's see. There's that. There's that. Alright. Let me see. One thing that sucks about using red though, if I use this, it has to pretty basically stay red. Just because the way red plastic is. Okay. Alright, let's stop this for a minute, guys. Dude, I was thinking wagon too, George. God. That's kind of why I got this really cheap. I got this kit really cheap. It was a started kit, and Dave contacted me and said he had. I'm gonna put the Escort up, guys. I think George saved the Escort from the knife, so we'll put that up. Where's my other wheel? Okay, I see it. All right, so we're gonna put the Escort up. That gets saved for another project. We might have a C1 Escort build coming up, guys. Alright. Let me clean these up real quick. Later, Mr. Fisher. Like, I ain't already got enough projects. Damn you, George. Let's size it up. Let's size it to get a real good fit. Let's make this a back one. Let's make this a back one. All right. George, they'll go into the door a little bit. Because if we do it off the door, I think it sits down too low. But if we go up a little bit, we're going to get it a lot lower. But then it gets into the back door. I think I want to stay within the lower curve of that body line. Okay. Let's... Yeah, I know. I just sometimes, you know, when you look at it from a different point of view, George, you know what I mean? Got to get a color that's gonna show up on the. A lot of my markers have disappeared. Kids been down here. Yeah, there, that one will work. And here we go. Alright, look at it this way, George. If I run this doesn't work out the way I want it to, we have a roof for your wagon. Alright, yeah. Maybe I shouldn't have done it like that. Right here. So you guys heard it. If I mess this up and it doesn't work, we'll give George the body to use for his wagon roof. But then you guys got to stay on top of him and make sure he makes a wagon. Alright. I'm not liking that, George. I don't know what I just did. Alright. Get that stuff out of the way. Guys, I'm going to turn on my grinder. So be warned. I'm going to make some radiuses. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a barrel sander right here. And I'm going to trim out around here to get a good fit with that that resin body piece. Now they have a 4-door Skyline that they offer. Yep. George, no going. No turning the page now. No turning the page now, brother. No turning the pages now. Yeah, they do have a few, guys, they do have a few of the Skylines, 4-door Skyline. Just running the sandpaper, make sure I don't have no built up plastic from the grinding. So that way you get the best fitment you can. Gonna have to take some finesse. You know, this right here, guys, was meant for Volkswagen MK2 Golf. So let me do a little bit of modifying here. There's that. All this is a UMP 220 sand. I'm going to use my smaller clips. Okay. Alright, well, it looks like crap right now. Let's add the activator and see where we get. Let's see what we get. Top of the line right there, Mr. Parker. Top of the line. Alright. Now let me get... I'll admit it, guys. Not perfect. Not perfect. But if it fits the part, now you know where we're going next, George. You're gonna have... Alright, let me clear some things. Clear some things off the table. Lid to super glue. Always make sure you put your lids back on. Where's my turntable? Get the turntable back out. What else do we got in this box that Pete sent us? Basically just some lower balances. We do got that fin, George. Maybe we can cut that fin off. Put on there somehow. We'll look. And this right here is the rear end piece. And what these were for, guys, is on the Fujimi kit, you can cut it off and then make it look like a bumper delete. So there's that, George. There's that, brother. Let's see, what wheels do we want to mock up on? Let's look at these. No, that's not those. Those ain't ready. Those ain't ready. You guys ain't ready for those. Let's see what these are. Oh, I haven't built these yet. Oh, no, shit. Saved it. Here's the... let's see. We'll have to do some chassis modifications for some of these water ones. Flipping, flapping. What do you think, George? Gotta be lower. Let's see what we can get lower. Gotta be lower. See what we got. I made these a long time ago. They're bigger, but a lower profile. Let's see. They probably won't even fit under there. Oh, look, it's got juice. It's three-wheeling. Yeah, I don't know. See, now I'll spend half the day mocking this stuff up now. So should I put the other side on, George, or should I forget what I had planned? Dude, I want it low. I don't know. Low. Let's open up these. What do you do now? Guy down here just mocking stuff up. I think you need to do a lot of trimming right back here to get these to fit. These are way too wide. It's not even letting them come in there right. Yeah, well, here's two fronts, George. If I had another set of these wheels and I can run two fronts, two sets of fronts, the reason why the sitting better is because I've trimmed them down and shaped to fit the Sunny. You guys can see on the back where I've cut them down. So they're fitting. You just need some chassis modifications. But if I could find, I don't want to have a full set of super fats. You know what I mean? So right there looks good. I just would like to have the bottom. Let's do the front wheel on the back. With the way these filler panels are, and if you put this back here, see, running two sets of fronts would be perfect, George. I can lower the back still the way I need to once I cut up the chassis. But all this is, guys, is I was recycling what Pete had sent off of a kit that he didn't use. That's why I said your options are endless. The body flares are off of this Volkswagen that Pete didn't use, that he sent to me, and we could put them on a kit like this that doesn't offer. Let me get it right about there. See, if we turn this around, you'll see the difference. Just, they're not overly fat, but man, look at that, George. And then you look at it this side, this is what you're looking at if you bought just the kit and was trying to use these wheels on just that kit. These are two. Now it looks like we're in Detroit. Stuff all missing. To all four-wheel steering, George. Well, looks like I got more work. Oh my God, into. Hey, I'll tell you what, Dave Darrell sold me this kit for $10. So it was worth cutting up. I couldn't beat it for the price. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to, George, I think I'm gonna mess around and buy a set where I can just get a set of fronts. So that way I have some. Alright, here's the formula mesh. Let's see what the formula mesh look like on it. I'm about to wrap this up, guys. About time for me to start doing some running around. Look how good them look. Holy mother. George, look at the mesh on them, dude. Focus. Come on, focus. We need to get that mesh to tuck. Let me grab this other front wheel. Looks like we'll have to jump on eBay, Pete. Look at it with two sets of front mesh, George. Come on, I need you to focus so George can see it. Dang. George, these might be the ones, son. Now, they're the number 30. They're the 14-inch 4H's. So I'm going to have to see if we can't find... We'll see if we can't find a set cheap enough. Damn. I don't know. Now I got nice and pretty like yours, George. Or do we rust it up and let it match Pete's two-door? Damn. Well, guys, I'm going to leave you guys with that. It's time for me to get my mandated honeydews underway for the day. I got to play for an hour and do this, George. Let's put... Let's see, where's my... I'm just going to put another one up front. See if we can't get it to... If you have just the fronts, I'll send you the rears. And that way you have a set of super wides all the way around, though. Yeah, no rush, George. You know how much I got going on anyway. Just try to get this set up to where... I just lost a wheel of something. Yesterday, Tom said he's gonna have a whole channel of just mocking stuff up. Yeah, like I said, a lot of the other kits that are out now, they have the Skyline. That's a 4-door with the wide body, but it has the huge super fins, like on the Mazda RX-2 that I have, and some of the other Fujimi stuff, where the fenders are just so... They're huge. They're not a mild over fender like these. So that's why I kind of like this. And it's not on the Bluebird. It's all on the Skylines. You know, the different years of the Skylines. We got some modifying to do here and there with it. We'll see what we can do. George, I know you was hoping for a roof, but this came out looking pretty sweet. I'm going to have to get the other side going here pretty soon. You guys have a great day. Enjoy your modeling, friends. Enjoy some time at the bench this weekend. I'll be headed to work tonight and probably won't be home again to talk to you guys until after Tuesday. But this is Minnie. I had a great day. Thanks for following along as we finished up adding the front end stuff to the C1 Carbonsignal kit. Again, we got to modify some C1 parts. Like I said, we're using parts that another builder chose not to use. That's why we recommend don't throw anything away. You never know when a fellow modeler might need a part that's missing, or might want to use a part to modify, or even yourself might want to use a part to modify. Keep good modeling friends in your circle. Like you seen, George just offered to send me some parts if he has it. That's what's great about this hobby. You can look out for one another. Sometimes you need to sell to make a buck, and other times you can just give stuff away. We've done our share here. Scaled World does their share. The Diversified Scaler show is coming up. You never know what you can find during their local contest. coming up here in September. You guys will be able to meet George. Be able to meet all the members of the Diversified Scaler show coming up. Don't forget, as we're working on a Datsun Bluebird today and a Nissan Sunny, that their sub-themes coming up is going to be a Nissan Datsun Day. They also are, if you haven't followed George on Facebook at Vision124, today he posted up a lovely red Nova talking about the show. The main theme is going to be your all-American muscle cars in 1967 through 72. Speaking of which, Brian Buster just posted up a few 72 Torinos under 15 bucks on the sellshack.net page. Go over there and check that out. And you guys have a great day. Don't forget, always check out scaledworld.net to see some of your greatest builds from across the world being featured. And you guys can even post a message to Pete at scaledworld.net and get your own build featured. From today's Scaled World, working with the C1 Carbonsignal Part 2 version. Sorry it got cut up earlier, guys. But this is Minnie. I had a great day. Had fun with you guys. You guys be good.